Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to my channel. In today's lesson, we will talk about why we need to stop thinking in our native language and start thinking in English. Thinking in English is one of the best ways to improve your level of English. Thinking in English will help you to speak English fluently. So if you want to become fluent in English, then this lesson is for you. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet because it's free. Also like and share this video after watching. So let's begin. As you can see, there are two groups of people here. One group of people, they are speaking in their native language. The other group of people, they are speaking in English. Now look at the expressions on their faces. People who are speaking in their native language, their face is totally relaxed. But people who are speaking in English, their face looks a little bit tensed, a little bit serious. You know why? Because they have to think what to say in English first and then they speak. But people who speak their native language fluently, they don't have to think what to say, do they? They just say whatever comes to their mind. So which group do you want to be part of? Do you want to be like these people or do you want to be like these people? Obviously you want to be like these people because you want to speak English fluently, right? So how do we get there? How do we relax while speaking in English? We need to think in English. There was a student, he couldn't speak English at all. He was afraid of speaking English. He was so embarrassed whenever he makes a mistake. I remember that I used to correct him every time he made a mistake. At the beginning he felt bad, but later he didn't care whether I correct him or not because he had something very important. Can you guess what that was? That was his target. His target was very simple. He wanted to be able to talk about himself in English. And do you know what happened? One day he came to me and said, "I can talk about myself in English." I was so happy for him. I asked him, "Do you remember the first time when you came to me? You couldn't even say a word in English." He smiled and said, "Yes, I remember." Then I asked him, "How did you manage to speak English?" He said, "Whenever I have some free time, I just stand in front of the mirror and try to talk to myself about anything that comes to my mind." And that's how he learned to talk about himself in English. So what does this story tell you? It tells us that if you want to speak English fluently, you must practice speaking English regularly. But many students come to me and say, "I don't have anyone to practice speaking with." My answer is always the same. You don't need anyone to practice with. Just stand in front of the mirror and practice speaking English with yourself. Or you can sit in a park or on a bench and watch other people, see how they talk. Observe their body language, how they behave. You will learn a lot from them. And now I'm going to give you 4 reasons why we should try to think in English. Reason no. 1, if you want to improve your fluency, you need to think in English. Let's take a look at this picture. This baby's trying to say mama. She thinks in her native language, but she speaks in English. Why? Because this is the only way for her to express herself in this situation. Same thing happens with children. When they start speaking, they first say words in their native language and then they start saying those words in English. Why? Because this is the only way for them to express themselves. They don't know any other language. So if you want to improve your fluency, try to think in English. Don't think in your native language. Express your ideas in English. Even if you make mistakes, that's okay. It's a good thing. At least you are expressing your ideas. Reason no. 2, to expand your vocabulary, you need to think in English. Have you ever noticed how toddlers learn new words? For example, when they see a dog for the first time, they ask their parents or other adults, "What is that animal called?" When they hear the name of the animal, they repeat it and add it to their vocabulary. So the next time you see a dog, you can say, "Oh, what's the name of this animal again?" Or you can say, "Can you repeat the name of this animal, please?" And if you are an adult, you still learn new words like this. For example, when you watch a movie or listen to a song, you hear a new word and immediately check its meaning. So to expand your vocabulary, you need to think in English. Don't think in your native language and use a dictionary. Think in English and try to find words in English. Of course, you can use a dictionary, but use it in moderation. Reason no. 3, to improve your grammar, you need to think in English. Do you remember how children learn new grammar rules? They don't learn them consciously. They don't read grammar books. No, no, no. They learn English grammar unconsciously by listening and using English. In a similar way, you need to learn English grammar. Don't think in your native language and try to make correct sentences in English. Express your ideas in English. Make mistakes, it doesn't matter. You will learn from your mistakes. And reason no. 4. To improve your pronunciation, you need to think in English. Have you ever noticed how children learn to pronounce words correctly without any effort? It's because they use the imitation technique. When they hear a word, they try to imitate it and pronounce it correctly. So to improve your pronunciation, you need to think in English. You can also use the imitation technique. Listen to native speakers and try to imitate them. Listen to a sentence and repeat it. It's a great way to improve your pronunciation. Now I will tell you how you can start thinking in English. Step no. 1. Stop translating everything. When you translate everything, you slow down. When you slow down, you stop thinking in English, so try not to translate everything. Most of the time, step no. 2. Label things around you. When you label things around you, you remind yourself to think in English. For example, when you go to the kitchen, look at the objects around you and try to say their names in English. Step number 3. Try to understand English without translating. When you try to understand English without translating, you activate your mind and start thinking in English. For example, when you watch a movie, try to understand the movie without translating. If you don't understand something, pause the movie, search that phrase in the dictionary, and continue watching the movie. Step number 4. Start thinking in simple sentences. For example, if you're hungry, think, I am hungry. If you are thirsty, think, I'm thirsty. And gradually increase the complexity of your sentences. Step number 5. Create stories with the help of pictures. Look at these pictures and create a simple story. You can say, once upon a time there was a girl. She went to the park. She met a boy. They became friends and they lived happily ever after. Well done, you have finished watching this lesson. Thank you for staying with me till the end. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if you enjoyed watching it. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.